Welcome to your Lilywhites podcast. This is Rusthall at home. Now this one is going to be controversial. But as always, up the Lilywhites.
I'm here with Beckham, who was one of the first few people from the pod, to be honest. How you doing, Becks? And what have you been thinking of Lilywhites since we had the first pod?
Oh, well, it's been good recently. Like I said, Tommy's starting to find his feet now. A couple changed to the squad, and yeah, last couple of performances have been more positive. I think we drew on Tuesday, good point in hindsight, but yeah, winning games of football and yeah, feel good factor round, which is a key point in the season now. Like I said, you got to kick on, potentially secure a playoff place and get on the front foot there. So
Rusthall was Tommy's first opponent as a manager, and it was almost a banana peel on the day with Stephen Payne staying on the pitch and getting what was now quoted as the ghost goal, because at one angle it looks like he doesn't touch it. But what are you hoping for from today's performance against Rusthall?
Comfortable. I'm hoping that we're dominating both halves. Obviously, hopefully good to get a few goals. I remember last time we played them, they made it difficult for us. They were good on the break, quick out wide, and yeah, it took us a whole 90 minutes to get the 3 points. So yeah, it was a good win away, but like I said, they won't make it easy for us today, I'm sure. Like I say, anyone wants to come beat Faversham at this time of the season. So yeah, hopefully a dominant performance on a nice pitch. Yeah, and see how both halves go.
Lilywhites are now making signings as well. It's like a snowball effect. We start to sign one and they're starting to come through as well. We've had Archie, we've had Bailey King, today Dan Thompson. And, a few players like that are walking through the door. It means that the pace in the squad are sort of up for grabs, and unfortunately Jack McIntyre has missed out today after scoring an absolute worldie as well. What do you think of something like that happening?
I mean, it's tough, but like I said, Tommy's getting his foot in the door now. He needs to put his effects with bringing in players that he wanted for his style of play, and like I said, the players that come in are doing well, and like we want to have a squad that's competitive. We don't want us to have 11 players and a couple of players on the bench. We want every player to fight for their shirt at this club, and like I say, we want to get out of this division, so we need the most competitive squad going forward into the big final push of the season.
We've had 2 games since the last bubble. What did you make of the Erith game? Because that game felt like it was a big turning point for us as well, because when Tommy first came in, he played one of the top teams quite early, and it felt like it was a bit too early for his rhythm. What do you think now that Tommy's got himself under it, and okay, we were drawing, but when they played us, they had a moment of magic. Maybe it was us that needed that moment of magic.
Yeah, I think we were due with that kind of performance. Like I say, we've struggled against the big top 5, you like to say, this season, so but now he's against his bigger sides, we're starting to find a bit of form, and like even that point against Deal a couple of weeks ago, that was a good turning point. But yeah, I think a little bit luck on our side, but like when we're putting these kind of performances in, you need that bit of magic from some player, big player to step up. And like I said, we've got some big players at this football club, and they need to step up at key times, what I think they've done recently. So
today is non-league day, obviously. It's an international break, and it makes all the world of difference in non-league that people come to watch their local teams. We've had Strikeforce this morning, who got a 2-1 win against second in the league. But what does non-league mean to you, and how would you, if you was to sell this to someone else about coming to Faversham, but also just going to see your local club?
I think it's good. Like I say, it's local. This is where I grew up, so Faversham's always been dads and family have always come here. But yeah, non-league's so much. You don't get your VAR. You get your proper.
We are if you're watching me.
Yeah. You get your proper football. Like I say, it's local. There's loads of things going on as a community. Look, they lay down a 3G pitch now, so there's loads of opportunity for youth to come down here. Obviously, merging with Strikeforce, so everyone from Faversham, both clubs now. Attendance is going up now. We used to be 200 a couple of seasons ago. Now we're nearly pushing the 400 barrier, which is good. And say credit to Gary, he's done a really good job since he's arrived. So
lastly, as well, last night the objective for the Lilywhites was to get a women's team going. How massive is that as well, to have another side, another flip side to the coin for the Lilywhites, where our youth system is all coming under house and it's all making one big thing for the fans, but also now to have a women's division. How big is that for the Lilywhites?
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Like I say, women's football's on the up recently, especially to Lioness done really well. But like I say, it's brilliant to see that we're obviously getting a women's side now. And just like I say, credit to Gary for putting these kind of things together. This post-16, now a women's side. Like I say, it's going really well. So the structure's there, and hopefully, like I say, it kicks off next season with a strong women's side. So it'd be good to see.
Last question of the day is, what's the scoreline going to be?
I'm hoping for a 3-0 win and Nathan Wood score his first goal of the season.
Way up the Lilywhites. I'm here with Jez, and his first time on the podcast today, but the Lilywhites go in 2-1 up, almost 2-2 as well. What do you think of the first half, Jez?
I thought we started very well. It was great to see Nathan get an assist. Really nice run down the line. Couple of really good quality goals on our side. But 2-0, always a nervous score at 2-0. Rusthall came back into it pretty well. They made a nice goal as well, and then there was the controversy, I'd say, of the penalty, really.
Now, obviously, we've just spoke to the liner about that. He said that he was only asked if it was in or out, which realistically the referee should be asking him, was it an intentional handball? Do you feel like referees at this level sometimes need a little bit more help?
I think the referee could have quizzed the linesman a bit more. It clearly hit his arm, but it did look like his arm was by his side in a fairly natural position. I don't think he could have done much about it. So it didn't really feel like a penalty to me, and I think the linesman would have been able to see that.
Great save though. Doesn't really matter. Didn't go in, so it's 2-1 to the winner.
Fantastic save. Quite optimistic about the second half. I think we're generally been on top, playing it around quite nicely. Pretty confident.
With you watching the Lilywhites most weeks, what's been your favourite performance so far under Tommy Wirlow?
My favourite performance this season?
Yeah, under Tommy.
Under Tommy, I think the one. Actually, I would go for one that I actually missed because people were talking about it a lot. Was against Erith away.
Oh, the one last week. So.
Yeah, with the late win.
Did you watch the highlights?
I watched the highlights. Yeah, that looks really exciting. A great late goal, and but generally I've been pretty happy with the performances since Tommy's taken over.
Have you got a favourite player?
Over the whole season, I'd say KC.
Yeah.
Always puts in a shift. Great little player.
So second half still to come here. What do you reckon the full-time score is going to be?
I'm going to go for 4-1.
4-1. Now, last question is, today is non-league day, and I know that you're a non-league fan. What does non-league mean to you, and why should someone come and watch someone like the Lilywhites, or even just their local club?
I think the thing with Faversham Town and these sort of clubs is they are at the heart of the community, and what I've noticed since they've put in this new pitch, I come here a lot with my daughter who plays for the under-14s, and in the week this place is just buzzing most nights in the week. It's being used all the time, and it really does seem to be encouraging the local youngsters to get out there and play football, and it's just fantastic to see.
Whilst you were on that, one more question. The Lilywhites put out last night that we are now establishing ourselves in the women's game and going to start a women's team, which means our women's development is going to be more of someone for like your daughter as well, who could go up and eventually be into her first team. What does it mean to have something like a women's team here at the Lilywhites?
I think it would be just be fantastic to see. I mean, the women's game is taking off at a rate of knots. I think the success of the Lionesses has really implanted that enthusiasm into the hearts of a lot of young girls, and it's fantastic to see.
Thank you very much. We'll see you at full time.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Jez, 2-2 here with 8 men. I don't know what I've just witnessed, and I'm not sure what the cameras picked up because it seems like there might have been a fault. But what's your reaction?
Oh, complete shit show the second half, and we didn't come out well, and then there was these three cards. I mean, just extraordinary, really. Very interested in seeing the streamcast later.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what's happened. It says that the thing has gone to 0, so I have to check and see what's happened because it's gone green. But they started out the second half and they scored, and just sort of went a bit down to go from there, really, isn't it?
Went down to hill, so it's really hard to take too many positives from that. I suppose the only positive is with 8 men, we didn't look like we had 8 men against 11. It still looked fairly even, but that's a faint faint positive on a certain.
Well, it looked like a bad point. It's probably turned into a good point for the Lilywhites. Where to go from here? Because now we go into next Monday. We're going to be missing 3 players. Our next away game, which is Holland and Blair. But what do you think now of the squad has to now do?
I think the recent signings from Tommy have been vindicated totally, because prior to those we would have been desperately short of players. At least I feel now we have enough players to field an actual team. With the two new lads up playing up front today, both looking lively, not got much opportunity, but at least they're running around doing the business. So I think we're certainly better off than we would have been without the recent signings. But it's a hard half to get over with, especially with 3 red cards in the first game and 3 red cards in the second game. That's 6 in one day.
I guess we have to take our medicine now and move on to next Monday.
Yeah, I think we just have to take it that we drew a game that we finished with 8 men. So if you can take that as a positive, we'll have to.
Well, on to Monday we go. Thank you for your time, and up the Lilywhites.
Thanks very much, and up the Lilywhites.
Bex, our point here with 8 men. I can't put it into words, but I hope you can.
Yeah, like I say, you don't really want to talk too much on the officials, but it wasn't a great afternoon for them. they set the tone quite early with that first red card with Ben. Look, the fella went in brave for his head, but look, if you're going to be brave, you've got to sometimes catch the end of it. And yeah, set a red card straight away. We got smashed in the first half, and unfortunately, when a few cards and a few decisions don't go your way, look, it's frustrating. But at the end of the day, look, apart from the officials, you can't blame them too much. We were 2-0 up, another 2-0 lead, which we've struggled to defend. They let two goals go in against a team who are second from bottom. So sometimes, look, yeah, disappointing, frustrating afternoon.
Yeah, it was one of those games, and I think the tone was set really early with the penalty that sort of wasn't a penalty because, from all offensive purposes, it looked like Finn didn't actually try didn't try to make a hand. He put his hands down, and the lino even said at half time, he said all he asked was it in or out, so he's not really asking for his help. And I don't think the referee is, we need to talk about referees, but I don't think we see help himself today. He didn't see Matt Newman get elbowed, and yes, Matt shouldn't have reacted, but I think in this type of situation, when you're getting elbowed, what is a tough and physical game, it doesn't really help. But is it a good point reflecting on saying he had 8 men, or did we just throw it away from 2-0 and then it's sort of downhill?
Yeah, I mean, look, we didn't really throw it away and such, but when you're 2-0 up, it's hard. But yeah, 8 men at the end of the day was a good point. Jacob made some big saves there at the end, and they all put a shift in. But yeah, when decisions don't go your way and you are 2-0 up in the day, and a team like Rusthall it's frustrating when you're only walk away. But it's a good point in the day. Look, there's still plenty of games to go, and I'm sure we won't be reflecting back on this in the season.
Yeah, well, April is the end of the season for us, so I think it's 5 or 6 games in April, which isn't really a lot left. It just means we have to cement ourselves in the playoffs. But like you just said there, it's the games now. They're all cup finals. Cement yourselves, get a girls in a good run, and put this one to bed. And maybe at the end of the season, we look at it and go, with 8 men, the point was probably justified.
Yeah, look, the playoffs are going to be. Look, it's going to be a tight margin. Obviously, there's a lot of teams in the round there at the moment. Some teams not like Glebe losing today, so you don't know where you're going to be cement yourself in the playoffs. But like I say, when we're in there, like I say, we got big enough players in those semi-final and the final, whether they can step up. Like, I've got no doubt in that, but there's still, like I say, a lot of teams got games behind and seeing where so unfortunately every game is almost like a cup final because we've got to keep getting points on the board right to the wire now. So
on to Holland and Blair on the bank holiday Monday. Obviously the Lilywhites will take next Saturday off. With the 3 players now missing, does that look like something with the new signings that we now have that they have to come in and play well?
I think, look, we had this conversation at the start. Look, players frustrated, some going out on loan, some not making even the squad. That's the reason why you have a big squad. You want to be competitive, and look, there's going to be people now that are going to come into start 11 and fight for their shirt. So I've got no doubt. That's what I mean. We've got a very good top side. So I've got no doubt that whoever comes in will do a good job. So I'm hoping, yeah.
Well, frustrating afternoon here for the Lilywhites, but on to Holland and Blair and up the Lilywhites.
Up the Lilywhites.
Oh yeah,
Bill. First of all, the 8 men today, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was mental. I've never been in a game involved like that. I've never played a game like that. Just felt like there's going to be someone else again. But yeah, disappointing really overall.
Really recently as well, you've come into sort of a role where you're anchoring a bit more for the club, and you got your first goal against Erith last week as well, and now you're getting a man of the match award. Seems to be coming up a bit more roses for you as well.
Yeah, maybe. Playing in that role is what I've played all my career. I was happy to get the goal though. I think it's been a long time coming. I should have got a few more, but it is what it is. But now it's just about getting over the line. Looks like it will be playoffs this year, which we didn't aim for at the start, but it is going to be hopefully the playoffs, and we've got to make sure we get the job done if we can.
Now we'll go back to the game today. What was it like being out there when the first red card for Ben, and then the second red card for Matt, and then the last red card for Casey? Where were you when these things were happening, and what are your views on them?
The first 2 you could probably say are red cards. Third one I didn't see, but what I'm hearing is I don't think that's a red card. I don't really know the rules anymore, to be honest with you. So the first one is a higher foot and he's gone in for a header. Is his head low? I don't know. We can question that. And even the first one, I'm going around in circles here, but it depends what the rules are. I don't know the rules anymore.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Lilywhite started fast today as well, 2-0. It just felt like one of those days at the beginning where we were in full control, and then what happened out there? Just went into cruise control, or did we give credit to Rusthall? I know you still have to give credit to him for coming back, but do we give credit, or was it one of our own? We were architects of our own downfall.
Probably architects of our own downfall, yeah. But give credit to Rusthall for putting in their performance, they made it hard for us. But I think what it was, we started okay, got the 2-0 lead, and then probably thought it was going to be too easy, and the game changed. It flipped on its head, and it was difficult from there on.
Go away to Hollands and Blair on Monday now. You get 9 days to recover. Always good when you get 9 days, but what is the main focus now for the boys, and what was it like in the changing room after?
It's disappointing, but the main focus now is to regroup, make sure we're ready for 9 days. I don't really like having bigger than the week gap, but it's the main focus now is to go there and get the 3 points.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Cheers, mate.
Gaffer, very weird game to end with 8 men and to start up so well. What's your view of the game today?
If you want the truth, apart from the first 15-20 minutes, I thought we was nowhere near it. I thought we've dropped our levels. I said to the boys in there, I don't know why, but everything that sort of we started well with, I think they thought it'd be a bit too easy at 2-0, and they've got really they got the goal back, but we should have got one. Prior to that, we had a chance in the box, and they've broke from that and got the 2-1. And half time got the penalty on. I don't know, but anyway, they got the penalty. We've saved that, so it was a little kick up the backside, but we've not reacted to it. And the second half, we went out, obviously started losing players, but overall, it was nowhere near the performance. And all I can do is apologise to the fans that turned up today, because we've not been like that the last 4 or 5 games, whatever. It's been, if you're going to draw, it feels like a loss. I keep reminding myself we've drawn, but it wasn't good. I think when I first come in, I always said, I'm not papering over the cracks or anything. I'm not going to do it today. We was nowhere near it today from my point of view.
Yeah, to start up like we did, it looked like it was going to be one of those games where we just took full control, but we just took off the gas and the second half, first of all, the first penalty, where was your view of it? Because my view is obviously different to yours. And Lino said at half time that all he asked was it in or out. Now, the rule is it an intentional handball? Did he actually intend? Well, I don't think he did.
It's interesting he said that, because the linesman gave a corner. And then the ref went over and asked him something. I mean, listen, it's his hand, but listen, you see it on the telly at the highest level. What is handball now? So if he's hit his arm, it's in the box, penalty. But as long as you do it all the time. But from the reason that we found it a bit sort of justified that we saved the penalty was because the linesman gave a corner anyway. Then the ref went over and asked him, then give the penalty. So we saved it. So that you thought that would give us a little warning, but we didn't. So.
And then the second half, they come out and their goal is a bit, I would say it's a weldy, but I don't know if the winds took it or the elements today were, you got all of them today. But then after they scored their goal, it just seemed like, not discipline, but at the same time, it's just like we were unlucky with the calls, and not to badger a referee, but I personally don't think he's got it right. Saying, what do you think of the performance from him?
I'm not even going to say anything about the ref, because at the end of the day, I'm looking at my team. Forget the ref. We've had 3 red cards today. I've never been involved in football and seen that ever. And out of 3 of them, I don't think any of them warranted a red card. Hopefully we've got the footage to appeal against Ben Gorham's, because he can't see nothing. He's just looking at the ball and the lads come over his shoulder. But to be honest, when everyone's appealing for stuff and jumping up and down, you can get decisions made. But even KC's one, he's fouled before whatever was happening. So irrelevant to the ref, I'm just looking at my team, and I wasn't happy with what I saw today. And the annoying thing is, obviously we made a change, and then the red cards started coming over the hill, which changes everything regarding how we were going to sort of try and freshen things up a little bit. But it is what it is. They've dug in for a point. I don't think I've ever finished a new formation of 4-2-1 or 4-3-0. It's just crazy. But we see it out, and we're hoping we get something at the end. But I don't think we're going to get anything today. So. Like I said, I'm not going to go on about the ref or the decisions or anything like that. I'm looking at our performance, and this includes us. It's not, we're trying to G the lads up and get them motivated and get them going. So it reflects back on us as well. And we, like I said to the boys, we've got to stick together. I mean, it's a point. We haven't lost. Don't know any other results, but whatever it is. And we've got 3 big games coming up. Tough one at Hollands and Blair, and then Snodland and Corinthians coming over the hill. So we've just got to concentrate on ourselves, but we've just got to really see if we can appeal some of these reds, because that's going to hurt us more than anything. Obviously, losing players Newman's just come back into the side, so he's straight back out with it. But obviously, losing players like Gorham and Casey will hurt any team.
Yeah, probably not with the lashing out from Newman, but I think Ben Gorham definitely a case there. We can now move on to Bank Holiday Monday, so you will get the weekend off. So as 2 to 3 training sessions possible. And does it change your mind now a little bit with the new signings that have come in? But you've lost 3 players today, and it's a really good thing because you've added to the squad, and now the players that probably have missed out on an opportunity will now go back into the squad.
Well, it's not so much that for me. It's the fact that there should be competition for places everywhere. I don't want 9 days till the next game. We've had a game, then a 10-day break, then a 10-day break, then a game. I'd rather play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. I'd rather do that. But we can't. We've got nothing at all. So we'll be in Tuesday, we'll be in Saturday morning, and go through stuff. We'll see who's fit. Obviously, a week on this, see what happens with these red cards. We'll know a lot more for the Bank Holiday Monday. But yeah, we've brought a few in, and that was to be the case. But a couple went out as well with Pabs and Ram sort of going off to. No, it's fine because it's dual reg with Bowers and Pitsy. Pabs might not be doing anything, but we've got their registrations. But it's just a case of trying to. I can't have 4 bodies sitting in the stand. We've got to try and get games. So that's hence the chat with the 2 boys that were coming out. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. Today's a very, very disappointing performance, let alone the result. It was the performance for me that that I'm more obviously surprised at and disappointed with. But it is what it is. These games happen in football. We've had it today. We've managed to hold on to a point with 8 men, so we've got to take a positive out of it. But deep down, I'm not happy at all about the way we set up.